Hello everyone, I'm finally back on here to do another video, and don't worry, I'm going to start posting twice a week, but most definitely if all else fails, I will be posting once a week. So you can expect to see this face every week, okay? And I actually just filmed a tutorial on this look, so if you were wondering what's on my little face, you can go ahead, just give me a minute and I'll have that posted. But this video I actually wanted to post first. And this video is actually going to be about depression, and I wanted to make sure I had this posted first as like my little coming back, video, because I want you guys to understand why I left and how I got over it and how I'm feeling now. So by all means, share this video, tell your friends about it, really watch this video because you never know, it might actually help you. So let's get started. Okay, so first off, I want to say if you're a new subscriber and you haven't watched one of my old videos called How to Follow Your Dreams, yeah, if you haven't watched that video, I'm going to go ahead and link it over here so you can see where I was and you can kind of see the shift that I've done and how I am now and where I'm at in my life right now. Okay, so go ahead and watch that video and then come back to this one. Okay. Let's see, where has all this rooted from? Now, remember that job I was telling you about? That was my dream job and blah, blah, blah. Well, I currently no longer work there. And it's not because I sucked or the job sucked or anything like that. It's literally because shit happened and it made it where I could not, live out my dreams. Oh, it's so sad. But basically about 3 weeks into the job, oh my god, this wig stuff, this is crazy. About 3 weeks into the job, not even 3 weeks, because I got paid like twice, maybe about 2 to 3 months into the job, I was driving a Honda Civic and I really wanted a new kind of cooler car. So my mom helped me and we went out and we got one of those Mitsubishi Eclipses, and it was a stick shift. So, I was feeling pretty damn good and I was really happy. But on my way to work, I worked in Atlanta. On my way to get to my job, there was like, if you know Atlanta, they have like 4 lanes for the entire street, like 2 oncoming lanes, 2, like it's just 2 lanes. And Atlanta is so congested, it's crazy for them to only have 2 lanes. But the lane that I was in, there was no left turning lane. It was just one of the regular lanes that you could make a left at, to, cross over oncoming traffic and get to where you had to go. So I was sitting there and I was waiting, and then all of a sudden, bam, somebody rear ends me. And oh my god, it hurts. Well, it didn't hurt physically, but emotionally that shit hurt so bad because, it was just a new car. I was feeling good. I was on my way to work to make money from a job that I love, and bam, I got hit. So we pulled over on the side and blah, blah, blah. Me being young and not knowing the proper protocol for, getting hit, I kind of got like, it wasn't a hit and run, but I kind of got bamboozled. But, I'm not getting too much into that. Fast forward, I still had that Honda Civic. So I was, getting to work on the Honda Civic, and then all of a sudden the Honda Civic's engine blows out. I think I blown like a head gasket or something. So then I had no transportation to work. Not only did I not have transportation, but I also had no money saved. I didn't have money saved to fix the car, to fix the Honda Civic, because it was like $1,000. I was financing that car, and it was like $1,000. And then on top of that, the car that got hit, I was kind of bamboozled. So, didn't go through insurance, blah, blah, blah. I was bamboozled on that car, and, it just really sucked. And I didn't have a way to work, so I couldn't go there anymore. And honestly, it was embarrassing, like having to show up to my boss and tell her like, hey, I can't go to work because I don't have a ride. Like, it was just super, super embarrassing. And not by all means, I worked so hard to get a car because I wasn't kind of gifted with a car when I turned 16. I wasn't even gifted with a car when I turned 18. I had to really, really work to get that car. I really did. I was financing it. I was paying my payments on time, insurance, all that stuff. I was feeling really good, and I never would have thought that that would have happened to me. And the fact that I couldn't fix it was even more depressing than actually getting hit. Like, if I could get hit and fix it, I would have been cool. We've been moving and grooving. But getting hit and then being out of just a car, being stuck back at home like I was when I was in high school, like, it had me feeling real small. Like, real small. And I didn't even know that it was taking that toll on me, because at that point I couldn't go to work. I wasn't making any money. But because I couldn't fix the car, I wanted the Honda Civic to be, you know, repossessed. But I also wanted to try and fix it. Like, my family was trying to help me. But then, like, the people I was financing it from were like, well, you know, there's only one thing you can do. We're not going to pick the car up. You're going to have to pay for it. They're like, that's all that we can do. You just pay for it or you fix the engine. But everything was up in the thousands and it just wasn't going to happen. So I had them calling me every single day asking me when I was going to pay. Like, my, you know, my bill or whatever was racking up because I wasn't paying, because it's like, you want me to pay you for a car that doesn't work and then you won't come repossess it? Like, even if I paid you, I wouldn't have the money to fix the car. So, like, this really is a double dead end. But with that being said, that stuff was going left. And then on top of that, I didn't know how long I was in this, like, rut. Like, I didn't realize that, you know, it had been weeks before I even thought about applying to a job. It had been, you know, a couple of months before I thought, like, hey, you know, I didn't really know I was sad. It kind of just, like, crept up on me. Like, probably yesterday was the day that I realized, like, you know, you're seriously depressed. You've been unhappy. You've been ignoring calls. You've been ignoring your friends. You've been ignoring people. Because I was ignoring friends because it's like, you're calling me because you want to go out. You don't have to come pick me up, and I don't have gas money to give you, and I don't have money to go anywhere. So it was like, what's the use in talking to you? And then it was embarrassing enough to have to tell them that I just don't have a car anymore and I don't have money to fix it. Like, everything was just so embarrassing and depressing. I mean, I might sound like a little kid ranting, but the bottom line is, when you get into a depression, that's you. I don't want this to come off wrong, but that's you and your business. I've learned to not share my depression with other people, or not other people, but how do I explain? I've learned to not rely on people to understand my depression, because I found that when I tried to talk about it with people who weren't, like, certified to talk about it, when I tried to talk about it, I found that they were, like, not defending the depression, but they were, like, attacking me. Like, I would sit down, I would spill my guts open to, like, why I feel this way, why I've been going through this, you know. I haven't been sleeping, I've been binge eating, like, I've just kind of been, well, not haven't sleeping, I've just been sleeping all day and I've been binge eating, and I haven't really been doing anything. I've been doing YouTube videos. I've kind of just been laying in bed, just not going anywhere with my life. And I know it, and I'm depressed about it, but I can't move. Like, this weight on my shoulders is so heavy that there's nothing that I can do. Or I felt like there was nothing I could do. And I would be talking to people, well, not people, but my confidants, or, like, the people that I, you know, confided in. I would be talking to them about it, and they would be, I hate to say, but, and I don't want to sound whiny, but they were, like, attacking me. Like, they were asking me questions that I didn't want to answer, but questions that were irrelevant to the fact that I'm not asking you necessarily for help. I'm kind of trying to vent and talk about it so I can get past it, to see if maybe talking about it sparks some motivation for me to keep going, or maybe you'll say some motivating words. But what I kept coming across were people were like, you're not depressed. You're not depressed. You just need to get up. You just need to get up. You just need to, you know, keep moving. You know, you're not depressed. Just get over it. Get over it. So your car got hit, so you lost your dream job, so you don't have to, you know, you don't go anywhere with your friends. That's your fault. You know, that's what you're doing. And that's what I was finding. And each person I would go to thinking maybe they'll give me some motivational words, they would give me that answer, like, you're not depressed. Yeah, that's your problem. You crashed your car. That's your issue. You should have paid for it. You shouldn't have got bamboozled. You should have knew the protocol when somebody hit you, and blah blah blah. And it was kind of like, man, if you could just tell me that everything's gonna be okay, and don't worry about it, a car is just a car, you will always get another one. If you get a repossession on your credit, you're just getting a repossession on your credit. You can take that off, you know, in a couple of years, or you can fix the crap now. If I just had somebody to tell me that, I ended up having to have my mom and my brother be the ones to tell me, like, you know, how things are going, that everything's going to be okay. But I wasn't getting that from my friends. And I know a lot of people who are depressed, they don't even get that from their family. So what I'm saying all this to say is, with being in the depression and coming out of it, listen to me. For those of you who are going through this, there's a couple of things that I want you to know ahead of time. Number one, everything is going to be okay. Okay? It always is. Everything is always okay. What's so bad right now, promise you, my dad says it all the time, 10 years from now, it's not even going to matter. Half the time, what I'm experiencing is 4 months from now, it won't even matter. It'll still probably be there. You know, it's not as extensive as 10 years, but in 4 months, it'll probably still be there. But what you'll realize is, from the start point that it happened at, you thought you weren't going to make it. And look at you 4 months from then. It's still there, and you're still moving, and you're still grinding. So with that, you know, tip being out the way, number 2, talk to someone who, if you have to vent, talk to someone who is either certified, like a psychologist, or talk to someone you know just is going to have your back, like your mom, your brother. If it's not your mom, your dad. Like, talk to somebody you know has your back. Because just needing to vent and just picking whoever's in the room or picking one of your friends, what's going to end up happening is you're going to hear something you don't want to hear. You're going to hear something that might even spiral you back into the depression. Because I remember a couple of weeks ago, I woke up and I was like, today is the day. Today is the day I'm making a video. Today is the day I'm out of my depression. And I was so excited. I went to go do something with somebody, and they said the wrong thing to say. More from the fact that I didn't have somebody to go to. Like, I didn't have somebody to talk to it about. That was before I talked to my brother, or, you know, something, or that was before I talked to my brother, basically. I had talked to some, you know, Joe Schmo or whatever, and some Joe Schmo friend, and they just said the wrong thing that I didn't think a friend would say to another friend who was in a depression. So I was disappointed at the fact that they kind of like I was just disappointed kind of in them. And I hate to say it like that because it sounds so like crappy, but I really was disappointed in them. So be very choosy in who you talk to about this, because a depression is a delicate matter. Some people, they honestly do not care. You know, second of all, some people feel like they're quick fix it, just, oh, put on a happy face and jump out. There are some depressions, well, not some. When you're going through a depression, there are stages where you have surpassed that put on a smiley face and keep moving. There are some. So for those of you who are watching this that don't get depressed and you've made it to 13 minutes in this video, please believe that there are some depressions that you just can't put a happy face on. That's the whole point of the depression. Those who are going through the worst and can put a smile on their face, they're either in, you know, their last stages, or last stages that Jesus wants them to be in, or they've been through so many issues that's their coping method. That's not everybody's coping method. Everybody's coping method isn't to put a smiley face on. And that's where you get some of your suicides from. So telling somebody, hey, I get sad too, but I just put on a smiley face and I keep moving like the rest of us, and that's what you need to do. That is not the way to handle that. Telling someone they are not depressed is also not a way to do that. So please, this is a delicate topic, and I really want to do this video because I felt like there are misconceptions about depressions. Honestly, I'm not saying to be depressed, but you can be depressed off of a lot of things. Me, I worked so hard to get that damn car. I worked so hard. So to lose it like that kind of, it shook my world up, because if some of you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm into cars. So for me to lose my car and I still don't have a car. It hurts so bad. So it might be for somebody else losing their puppy. Just because you don't give a fuck about dogs doesn't mean that you need to tell them to put on a happy face because it's just a dog. And I say that to, you know, the person who is depressed. You have to keep that in mind. Not everybody cares about your dog. So for the sake of your own feelings, don't go tell your feelings to someone who hates dogs. because that's where you're going to get that backlash, and that's what's going to keep you stuck in the rut. And some of you guys may be saying, oh, you know, oh, Chaz, you're being in your feelings, and you love to be depressed, and you don't really know what it's like. But honestly, I do. Like, tip number 3 would be to remember that this is your personal depression. People can help you. People can help you, and you want help. Because the longer you keep it a secret, the longer, because that's what I kind of do. Because I know people don't care. I know they don't care. And then when I think they care and I tell them and I find out they don't care, it sends me spiraling back down. Because one of the roots of my depression, or when I do get depressed, is always that I don't have somebody to talk to. That's kind of where the root of it goes from. Like, what gets me kind of in the rut is whatever the situation. And then what keeps me spiraling back down is when I don't have somebody to tell me it'll be okay. You can ask my mom. I'm notorious for being sad and her coming into the room and me just asking her, like, Mom, just tell me everything's going to be okay. And she'll literally say, you know, Chaz, everything's going to be okay. And I will burst in tears. So just remember, your depression is your depression. So please, please find help. Everything will get better. Literally, I've been 4 months strong on this fucking depression thing. And a lot of people say don't call it a depression, but that's what it is. It is. And having someone tell you, oh, don't call it depression. Don't say the D word, blah, blah, blah. That's like when it comes to rape. When people say, oh, don't say rape. You know, that's such a harsh word. Or, oh my God, my ears are so delicate. Like, call it what it is. Because you're steadily going to try and get over a lie or get over, you know, a fairy tale word. You want to get over depression. So say you want to get over depression. Don't say, I want to get over this or I want to get over that. Say you want to get over it and then get over it. Do all you need to do to get over it. If it takes a little shot, like a tiny shopping spree, if it takes talking to your mom, talking to your brother, if it takes, you know, sitting in your room, eating pizza all day, by all means do it. Because what will happen is you will stay in your room and you will sleep all day. You will stay looking at people but not really seeing them. You will stay forever crying about something that doesn't matter, or, you know, if you're deeper into the stage, you'll be numb to everything around you. So don't just walk like a zombie in the world with a happy face painted on your face. You know, really own it. Own that you are depressed and own that you're going to get better and get over it. Okay? I'm serious. People be thinking I'm bullshitting on this, but I'm 100% serious on this. Because it happens. Some people even have it bad enough to where it comes and goes. But remember, you can't talk to everybody about it. And, you know, from a person who tends to get a little bit down in the dumps to another person who tends to get down in the dumps, pick the people you open that part of your life, you know, to. Keep that circle real small, okay? Because for a depressed person or for someone who's stuck in a rut, somebody can say the wrong thing to you and send you right back down. And it will surprise you. And it will really, you'll have a very big letdown feeling at the fact that you couldn't open yourself up. And that's a whole nother can of worms that you don't need to be in. You were depressed about A, don't get depressed about B, okay? That's why I say you need to keep your circle small, figure out who you can tell, who you can vent to, who you can talk to. Once you do that, draw out a step-by-step plan on the things that you need to do. Keep it small, you know, keep it small and simple. Go and get inspired by stuff. I know a lot of people say, oh, don't watch other people's stuff, you know, do your own creativity, but go and get inspired, okay? Don't go out and watch successful people on Instagram or blah, blah, blah. But what I mean is inspired is by the thing that you love to do. Like I love filmmaking. So I get inspired by imagining little dream worlds, you know, what could be or what not. That's how I get inspired and that's how I get out of my rut. Success is what drives me to get out of my rut. For you, it might not be imagining other people's lives or, you know, creating fairy tale lands. That might be the last thing you need to do. What you need to do might just be, you know, take a walk, look at the world, look at some flowers, you know, smell the fresh air. Find what it is that you need. But, dang, this video is long as fuck. I did this video because this is just what I went through. And that's why I wasn't posting the way that, you know, I wanted to. Because if you see in the How to Follow My Dreams video, I was very adamant on YouTube being, owning YouTube. Like, that was very adamant. I wasn't giving up. I was going to keep pushing out videos. And then I don't want y'all to get it twisted. Because I have these like 2 to 3 week lapse in between, my last couple of videos, that doesn't mean I'm about to putter out and stop, making videos. That's not what that means. I am going to get back on my grind and I'm going to start making some videos. Like I said, next video I have out is on this face, this tutorial. And I have another video I filmed about this wig. I ain't never worn no wig before, but for hat purposes, I fucking love it. So I think I have a try on, my first wig video or something like that coming at you guys, but I have to figure out if I like it or not. But yeah, remember, everything is always going to be okay. And in 10 years, none of this is going to matter. A depression is that small. It's that small. But because you're one person and a depression is so powerful, it makes it seem like it's consuming your whole life when it's not. So remember, it's that small. Everything's going to be okay. And you can hop over something this big. But don't let it just sit there and consume you like some kind of virus. Alright? I'm telling you. Don't let nobody tell you depression ain't shit. And you need to just put a happy face on a smile, okay? I cannot say that enough. But thank you so much for watching. And I hope I was in focus. Please comment down below. Comment down below some of you guys' issues. If you've actually made it to 22 minutes, comment down below. And tell me, what your issues were. Or how you felt or whatnot. And I'm going to post this long ass video too. And like this video if you feel like it was helpful, and share it. Share it on Facebook. Share it all over the world, because hopefully it might, it could save a friend. It could save you. It could save a family member. Alright, see you guys in my next video that will be coming soon.